Okay, here we go. Why is it difficult to play with friends in rank matchmaking? Gears 4 was much easier to play with, and it has a lower player count. Not really a hard question, but it's one that
Why? You mean like finding matches?
Yeah, like I'm like the three of us are playing together right now. It's harder to find a match than it was
Yeah.
in Gears 4.
They use two different systems, and like what we've seen is actually Gears 5 has a lot faster matchmaking times, but that like will vary depending upon kind of where your skill level is, what time, and where in the world. And so because it's just a fundamentally different system, it might, like certain things might work better than they did before, and some things might work worse. And overall, everything like is much better. It's just for some sections and some things, it might be worse. And to be honest, like what we're doing right now is we're actually going through and comparing if we were using the Gears 4 system versus the Gears 5 one, like how would they, like they differ, right? And it's something that we keep looking at. We're always looking at matchmaking. We have a weekly, like multi-hour, like engineers, designers, producers, like everybody looking at matchmaking and business, data analysts. Like we aggressively look at matchmaking to try to figure out how to make it better. So our target is kind of to get everybody in about 4 minutes, right? So like if that's kind of what our stake in the sand right now. And what we want to do potentially is say, okay, like either we open it up so that there's more skill ranges or different like cost configurations, but we kind of want to get everybody in about 4 minutes. Now, we are also looking at options to give you to kind of say whether you want to wait longer or shorter or whatever, but that still isn't finished. And we don't know exactly what form that's going to take. So matchmaking is a super hard problem, and if you felt that Gears 4 was better, that's great feedback, because we can actually take that and say, okay, like, if you can jump in right now into Gears 4 and find a match, and Gears 5 you can't. Gears 5 has a much bigger player count, so we should be able to find you a match, and if we're not, something's not working right. So, or we've tuned it so that your specific configuration isn't good. So if you're finding that, just take a screenshot in both, give us the gamer tags, we'll look at it, and it'll probably help us figure out how to make the Gears 5 one better. So yeah, great question.
Thank you, Dana, for choosing that question. That means a lot. And thank you, Node Zero, for answering my question. That also means a lot. So after Node Zero, you answering my question, I decided to make a video because there's a huge problem in the Gears 5 ranking system that I'm sure already heard of. And just want to let you know, it's been very, very, very difficult for me to make YouTube videos because, not to sound negative, but I installed this game because I think this game is really broken and messed up, and I just don't enjoy the game. I've been a hardcore Gears fan for the longest time, and I just can't enjoy this game anymore. It lacks content and has a lot of like tons of issues, which I'm gonna talk about in a second. But is it fixable? Absolutely. Node Zero, I'm gonna travel back to time, and hopefully you're watching this video. Hopefully you do. So I decided to watch old YouTube videos on my YouTube channel, and I noticed that it was much easier to play with your friends in Gears 4 than Gears 5. Gears 5, it's just almost impossible to 3, 4, or even 5 stack. In Gears 4, it was just very easy. As you can see, this is an old video. You can see on the Locust team, there's me, and the other 4 players on my team are my friends. We're all 5 stacking. And the other team, the COG team, you can see they're 5 stacking too. So Gears 4's ranking system back through season 1 through 4 was really easy to find games. In Gears 5, however, it's almost impossible to find a game with even almost a 3 stack if you're pretty good. I know lower ranked players can find games easier, but it shouldn't always be that way. So Gears 4 was much more enjoyable to play with your friends, and that feeling is gone in Gears 5. So once again, Gears Awards for season 1 through 4 at the time was very enjoyable to find games and play with your friends. However, I don't know if it was you, Node Zero, or somebody in the college and studio, but in season 5, something changed. So there was something that made it much more difficult to find games. And this was complaint in Gears 5 tech tests, and obviously in season 5 of Gears of War 4. So people were complaining about how they couldn't find games anymore. So at first I thought the population count became so low, and I was like, oh, this is it. We can't find games anymore because of player count. But honestly, it was just something you guys changed. But this was complained in Gears 5 tech tests where people were trying to 5 or 4 stack during the tech test because it was so important, because we wanted to find a whole bunch of issues during that time and compete against other people. And I think I was only able to find one game as a 5 stack the whole entire time. People had to split up with the party and just go 2 or 3 stacks, and which was still pretty hard. But anyway, my point is, people were complaining about it for the longest time, and people were saying that should change back to Gears 4 season 1 through 4. But it hasn't. It's been 5 months later. To this day, it's just still extremely difficult to play with your friends. And because of this restriction towards a game that has a low player count, this resulted to this.
Yo, boys, I don't mean to interrupt, but yo, I think we should do it every match. We should restart the game because that seemed to work the first time when we did it. You want to restart the games again?
You want to try it? Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody restart. Yeah, 100%. That shit works for whatever
I wish
reason.
you restart the game. You just skip the.
Yo, we running it back or no, boys? What we doing?
I think we close it out. Yeah.
Okay, do it.
Yeah, we're just gonna sit here all day anyways. Sucks.
Process.
Yikes, right? I know, big yikes. Not a good look. Yo, Coalition, if you guys are watching, yo, we love you guys, but I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
I mean, what is
At
this?
the, at
It's
the
a brand
very,
new game.
I don't love
at
them.
the at the very least, like, why do I have to watch those opening?
Lyndon, I've played 3 games in 3.5 hours,
Might have been Monster.
It was Monster.
and it's a brand new game. Literally a brand new game.
You see how sad this is, Coalition, that these people try to promote your game and they just can't it's just not possible because how restricted the game is when you're playing with a group of friends. And no offense to these guys, but they're pretty decent players. They should have found games. If this was Gears 4, they would have found a game immediately, no matter what, back in season 1 through 4. But now, forget it. See, this is my perspective, Coalition. I want you to think about this for a second, because I'm sure some of you guys played Gears of War 1, 2, and 3 back then. If you remember, back then, Gears of War was about playing with friends. It's a brotherhood game. And because of your decision making, you took that feeling away. So these decisions for further restricting the matchmaking, it's been for the worse, not for the better. So this game is not doing that well, guys. Something needs to change. See, I'm not alone with this. Gilbert, the best Gears of War player in my opinion, agrees. And look what he has said. I can't even play with friends, laughing my ass out. If I want to play, I have to play with 2 people max, and the other 2 kids on my team are the worst players online. On top of that, Kingdom Hill is the only playable game type, and half the kids that kill me aren't shooting me. Aim is too wild. Yeah, that's absolutely true. And what Gilbert is saying about the 2 kids on their team is the worst players, well, this is what I've learned, and this is so true. If you're a pretty good Gears of War player, and you're solo killing, Coalition, the way the matchmaking set up, thinks you're going to be able to carry a bunch of bronze and silvers on your team. And the enemy team are all going to have decent players on their team. So you're at a huge disadvantage because you're going against a team that are consistently communicating. While you may be really good, but you can't go against a team, especially with you have bronze and silvers on your team. And those particular bronze and silvers on your team are not going to have fun because they're going to question, why am I in this game where people know what they're doing when I'm just new to the game? So they end up leaving the game. So I just don't understand why TC thinks this is the way this should be going. So here's a pretty interesting comment I saw on YouTube, and it's true. Really, really true. So I'm going to read this out loud. People quitting is so annoying, but also everyone's hating on the teammates in this match. It's not their fault they aren't as good as the game. It's the Coalition's for putting any skill level in the same lobbies. If you're good at the game, you should match with good players. If you aren't as good, you should match with other people who aren't as good. Yep. I don't get why they put everyone in the same lobbies rather than actually matching people who are in the same skill rank as others. After this is supposed to be ranked. Gears of War 4 had somewhat skill-based matchmaking and rank. Why does Gears 5 not have this, even though Gears 5 has more player base? LOL. Yeah, exactly what I've been trying to say. This is 100% true. There shouldn't be more issues in Gears 5. There should be less issues in terms of the range matchmaking. Once again, Note Zero, something needs to be done. See, right here in the screenshot, I don't understand how I ran into 4 clan members. I should be going against people that are solo killing or maybe even 2 stacking the most, but 4 clan members. Who knows, maybe they're 5 stacking, but Seriously, like why? I highly doubt any of my teammates are even 3 or 4 stacking on my team. I'm pretty sure they were 2 stacking at that time. And that's just unfair. It makes 0 sense for me to run into 4 clan members. Those players should be running into other people that are 4 or 5 stacking. They have no business to be in this match. So I don't get it. So Note Zero, I think you get the point. I don't want to prolong this video too long, but as we speak right now, Gears 4 ranking system was much more superior back in Season 1 through 4. Whatever it did in Season 5, it was just a bad decision. And right now, what's going on in Gears 5 is not good. Nobody is happy about Gears 5. And you don't got a lot of pro gamers, a lot of good players right now just be playing ranked matchmaking because they just think it's a complete waste of time. And then I couldn't agree with them more. Once again, guys, thank you for watching this video. Note Zero, hopefully I can get a reply and hopefully you watch this video. And if you do watch this video, thank you very much for watching this video. And once again, fans, thank you for watching this video too. Hopefully Gears of War can go back to his original roots and hopefully it could be in a better state than right now. But once again, guys, I want to say sorry for not making constant videos because I just can't. I just lost big interest in this game. But hopefully one day I'll be back on my feet playing this game constantly and hopefully I can enjoy Gears of War again. But until then, I just don't see a reason for me to play this game. But anyway, guys, hope everybody enjoys this video. Peace.